two-shot launch steel tip action on the 4th generation Bandit board, adding the one-piece flight deck system to all steel tip barrels as well. I'll be throwing 23-gram weight everything, starting with the Celt Tornos, followed by Roman Empire Juno, and finally the Celt Valor Dart. God, I love the steel tip version even more. It's longer and more torpedo-y than the soft tip. We've got a straight barrel now with evenly distributed weight. I'm going to use that King Crown milling as my grip reference. Shot calls that gnarly rear section vessel grip, I believe. It's unmatched by anything I've felt before, honestly. 83 scored. Next up, we've got the Celt Valor Bomber Dart. This is the hardest changeup for me because it's front weighted, so that means I have to hold in the max diameter. Yeah, good pick. Oh my gosh, guys. New darts, new Bandit dartboard, and new flight deck colors. Go ham.
Welcome back, everybody, to DPFL Darts Season 11. We got a Premier Division matchup tonight, and a great one at that. Teddy Bear Brian Mercer taking on Chicken Little Jonathan Long. But more importantly than all of that, we got the one, the only, the Steve McDowell joining us here on the mics tonight. And I'm Nick DeShare, as always, your host. Steve, how you doing?
Doing good. So the first night I get to do this, I get to see Teddy Bear play Chicken Little. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah,
that's our first match. Is Teddy Bear versus a Chicken Little.
And see, Brian Mercer.
I don't think that's going to put the. It's not going to put the fear in anybody's eyes.
Well, Brian Mercer looks like a giant teddy bear, and he acts like one. He is one of the nicest guys. And God. Jonathan Long actually has the hair of Chicken Little. So it's a match made in heaven. But no, I'm excited to have you on here calling some games, and you get to start off with a Premier Division match. They gave you the cream of the crop, Steve.
Well, I didn't think it was Blade versus Lightning Rod or something. We got Teddy Bear and Chicken Little. No, they're both great players. So it's anytime you watch someone in the Premier League, I mean, let's be real. I mean, that's the cream of DPFL right here. These guys. So this should be a great match, and no doubt. As you see, Jonathan's already shooting a 102 already. I mean. But that's DPFL for you. This is where you're gonna get the best players. 140.
Yeah, there's no better practice than being able to play against some of the best. And that's what the Premier Division represents, is the best of the best, or people that have the desire to be that. I know I don't have that much ambition in life. That's why I'm a Division 1 player, loud and proud. But I can tell you, these are some great competitors and big components of the program. I mean, Brian Mercer and the New Finland crowd are such a huge contingent of the live event nowadays, I feel like.
Yeah, we get a lot of Canadians down here, so we always appreciate them coming down. And then, hopefully next year is when we're going to be starting maybe a little tour around the country. I'm getting a lot of communication coming from a gentleman in New York who wants to run a tournament in the fall. So look for that. I think there'll be a DPFL event this fall in New York. So it's almost a guarantee.
Wow, you heard it here first. A mysterious man in New York is helping us put on a dart tournament. That sold. Count me in.
His gentleman's name's Ethan Wang. Nice. He's got a leg up there, and he wants to join forces with DPFL and run a live event. So more power to him, man. He's going to help me do it. We'll put something together with him.
Yeah, I mean, that's an exciting opportunity. More live events, more opportunities for the players. As Jonathan Long does get on the third dart. Made a little bit of a mess of it in the lake. He was well in front, but got settled at the end.
Yeah, so it's sort of like how I do it. You race it down, and then you spend 72 minutes at the double. So it's like so easy to get there, but it's so hard to get it out of the game.
I can tell you that's the truth. I just lost 11-2. My first loss of the season, my fourth match. I've started off 3-0 and one forfeit, and then all of a sudden Nope. Go ahead, and I stunk it up in there to keep it PG.
97.
Yeah, that's where I live. I live right there, and then there's 19s. That's just my favorite where to go. The 20s frustrate me so well, and some of these guys, I guess they've just got it so much easier. Seems like when I throw, I got a king. Maybe I got to spend some time with Alex Bellman to figure out why my fear of the 20s is so bad.
Yeah, working with that Anubis Academy. I mean, Alex is one of the most analytical people I think I've ever met in darts, and debatably in general. So he'll work that stuff out. Whenever I see a 19 shooter, I always think of Paula Murphy. Actually, I think she's probably one of the highest level individuals that consistently shoots 19s over 20s.
I'm trying to figure out why I can't fix my dart connect to the 19 shot. I can get 60, but I can't have 57.
Huh. Well, just hit 95s then.
I wish it was that easy, Nick.
Just do that and you'll have a better time.
Well, you know what you won't find me playing? Cricket. When I'll be playing cricket.
I would like to apologize to everyone one more time for ruining cricket for everybody.
Cricket is dead.
I personally was a big fan of it that day. I'll tell you that much.
It's not true. We will be offering cricket leagues here. So cricket leagues will at least. Now, again, this is all, there's a lot of things that got to go in and take place. So there's a lot of things we've got to do. So right now we're going to be keeping status quo to the live event. But I think after the live event, a whole ball of wax opens up for DPFL players and leagues and stuff of that sort. So these guys who play, especially premier guys, I think premier guys are going to jump all over the cricket leagues because, you know, when these guys go to big tournaments, even when we all go to tournaments, cricket is always played. But it's very few times is cricket offered as a league.
32.
Yeah, especially in the world of steel, I have to agree with you. And as someone that does love cricket in any way, shape, or form, would love an opportunity to be able to play cricket league. I would play Premier in the cricket side alone. I have that much confidence in my cricket game over my 0-1 game right now, for sure.
I don't know about that. it's tough for me. It was just tough. I mean, I had a bad experience last year playing in the Super Cup in cricket. I was like, what am I doing? First thing, once again, I thought it was 0-1, and I get up and all of a sudden I'm playing cricket. I'm like, why am I playing cricket?
Well, I played you that first round, and you kind of got the wait a second, it's cricket, and then the guy I played in the next round legitimately didn't point the entirety of the match. Like, I don't think he's played much cricket before that. I even talked with him after. I was like, if you change what you were shooting at, this is a completely different story. It's actually really cool that DPFL exposes Canadians and other people that might not play cricket to that concept, as well as getting more North Americans comfortable playing 501.
These guys are having a little rough go here at this out.
Yeah, they're definitely having some struggles, opportunities back and forth. And Jonathan's not able to capitalize on what would be a break of throw so far. How are those not going in for Teddy Bear?
Nope.
Oh, they look awful close. That's 6 shots at the double 10. He hasn't hit. Yeah, that's where I usually live, the Madhouse.
That's a bust.
He ended up
We're
not
gonna
even leaving
rename
himself
it.
an opportunity.
Rename it the McDowell House. I mean, I can't tell you. I mean, tell you, Nick, I live at the 2 and the 1, and it's like, what am I doing? I just shake my head.
I just always assumed the McDowell House was the doghouse. So I was getting it wrong this whole time. It's my mistake.
Wow,
Jonathan,
it's close.
Nope.
Oh.
Again.
And that's so frustrating if you're Jonathan. Now, that last start at least was a good attempt at the double one. The previous one was a little lackluster. But right now, the frustrations these two are feeling have to be second to none.
That's a bust.
Man, we're
Mercy.
it up on these doubles, huh?
You got that right.
Yeah, they're just going to laugh it off as
I'm looking for.
now it's going to go double one, one, double one.
Oh, Jesus.
Or double one, trip one.
But it is 5.
Yeah.
Brian goes, it is 5.
He's almost down to our averages, Nick. They keep this up.
One of us. This is what everyone belongs in DPFL. We've been saying for so long, even in Premier Division.
That's why I said that, when I first started playing steel, this was This is what challenges. Soft tip does not challenge you,
Thank God.
right? It just not. I mean, because even the best players can struggle to take a game out, which always gives you an opportunity to take it out. So, and even today, if you watch today, I mean, Luke Littner was playing G and Van Veen, and Van Veen caught Littler on a. Now, granted, I think he took out a 121 or a 141, and he got it on a double bull, and but Luke Littler missed. I mean, he missed. He had like 4 shots at double 10, and he missed. And Van Veen took out. I think it was the 121 because he went 20, trip 17, double bull for the win and the match. That was game 7. So that was the win. So, steel is the ultimate equalizer in the game of darts. So I was surprised some of these other gentlemen that play. And of course, you are starting to see some of these guys play like Ram. I saw Ram out at the Las Vegas Open, and he played very well. And Ram, and I was shocked to see him. And I said hi to him. And, man, I was like, wow, I didn't know you played steel. And he's very good at it, too.
Yeah.
Very good at it.
Yeah, Ram's a talent that should be treasured more and more in North America, especially in these last couple of years where he's really been on his comeback tour.
43.
But it's so cool to see more players play back and forth, right? Play cricket, play 0-1, play steel, play soft. At the end of the day, darts is darts. I personally love playing steel darts more than I love playing soft darts, and I've said that for years. But I do think like the fact that players are playing both just creates more opportunities for North America. And really, I mean, not even paid to say this, like the system that you guys are building is helping enable a culture like that.
Yeah, I mean, our steel leagues compared to other steel leagues where you just want to call it, I used this word this weekend, general population. When you play a league that's just general population league, it doesn't help. I don't believe it helps the better skilled player, and it sure as heck doesn't help the lesser player skilled because they just, getting your brains beat in is not helpful. And on vice versa, beating someone's brain is not helpful. So DPFL, since it's, countrywide, is the one league that allows you to play competitive darts in your division. Just like you said, you won your first couple, then all of a sudden you run into a buzzsaw, 11-2, and all of a sudden puts you right back. It gives you that little humility check, and here you are. You know what I mean? So because it's steel, sometimes they go in, sometimes they don't. We all can race it down, but boy, that double, the ultimate equalizer is the double.
Well, just as you say, Jonathan Long pins the double top, and that was a very interesting into that leg because Jonathan Long took 3 darts to go from 52 to 40. Brian Mercer hits a big 138 or 136 and leaves himself on 32, and then Jonathan pins it. These guys are definitely starting to get back to where they were before. That the early struggles is just that, early struggles.
85.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Like I said, it's if you peg your doubles quick and often, they seem to fall in. But as soon as that little window of doubt jumps in your head, man, you'll be there forever. It takes some serious concentration to get back into the double mode 100%.
Yeah, on top of just having that confidence, right? It's such a mental blow when you've missed 3 clear at a double, or you miss more opportunities than you feel like you should have is probably the best way to word that. And then all of a sudden it starts eating at you more and more as we do get our first 180 of the night from Jonathan Long. Finds our first max. Do you want to give a shout out to all of our people watching along across all of our different platforms on Facebook, YouTube, and I believe we're live on X as well today. So appreciate everybody. Scott Hanish in chat, except you, I guess. Robert Miller, Mike Frank, Dominic Teixeira, Kevin Sheldon, Carl Powers, William Leake, Rosalie King, Melissa Mercer. Appreciate everyone, you guys tuning in and more. Oh, and Alan Palmer. Sorry, Alan. But never Johnny Nolan.
Yeah, they see they don't seem to have that much issue with that Trip 20 as I do. These guys are pretty good though. Like I said, the Premier, it's man. No, I guess if I shot at it more, about that, Nick. maybe I'd be better at it if I actually shot at it. That might be a bonus. Try that.
Yeah, headline in. Steve McDowell realizes if you practice, it may in fact make perfect.
It's sort of like Hey, it's sort of like, Steve, can you hear me? No, I can hear you, but you didn't have your microphone on. It's sort of like that, Nick.
I may have delayed the show by about 10 minutes because I thought Steve did not use a computer, which is a fair assumption normally. And sometimes
Yes, it
it's
is.
my fault. Oh, no, it's incredible stuff as Brian's going to tee himself up pretty well, but Jonathan Long, once again, out in front.
84.
This on the last start from Brian. Jonathan, 3 clear. He nailed it in 1 last time. Not going to be this time.
Oh, just inside 30.
Ooh, that looked close.
And another opportunity for Brian. Now, it's just a hole to throw, but at this point, you're thinking, just give me that first leg on the board.
59.
Oh, brother.
First start.
You got a favorite double, Nick?
I think it's mostly superstition. I have least favorite doubles. I try not to have any favorites. The idea I always try to tell people is if you have a favorite, that just means you have more confidence in hitting that double. You more likely don't throw your dart any different. I traditionally prefer the 16-8 route just for breaking down, but I've been known to also go out of my way to leave 14 or 18 or 12. I think what's more important is how comfortable I am hitting the setup shot and learning how to be comfortable on any double. Except for double 3. Screw that number. That number shouldn't exist. Worst one on the board.
Yeah, if you've left yourself double 3, it's usually because you did your math wrong. This is no reason to be at double 3.
Very true. What about you, though? Any preferences?
You know, but my goal was always the 16-8-4-2 route because I usually wind up at the 2. But you know, the 10 is a dead favorite for me for sure, 100%. But the problem with the 10 being the favorite is that I hate the double 20. Like, I hate it with a passion. So why go the 10 route? The only reason I ever get the 10 is that for some reason it came down to 10, the double 10. But in reality, I usually try to set up the 16-8. And since I'm a 19 shooter, I just started shooting. Like, I don't know how many times the last match I had 90, and I went single 19, trip 19, double 7. I'm like, and I know the guy's looking at me like, "What the hell are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, hey man, that's just how a 19 guy goes. I mean, it's right there. I'm going to shoot at it." I know it's probably not the way to do it, but I'm doing it that way.
Practice is where you can spend time memorizing optimal routes. In the match, whatever you thought of first, unless it's really dumb, should be what you go with, because it's better to be comfortable shooting at something than being uncomfortable at shooting the right thing and missing, right? I would rather be comfortable and hit the wrong thing, unless it's a bust.
Yeah. I mean, there's sometimes I've played a league and you shoot a shot and people look at you and go, "What are you doing?" I don't know. I'm just trying to go low, man. What do you know? I know some people start setting up at 300. I'm like, at 300? No, I'm in just go mode. I'm just go low, and that's it, and then figure it out from there. I mean, some of these guys are better than that. Obviously, I get it, but you know, I watch a tremendous amount of the PDC stuff on TV, and I can't even follow how quick they count. It's absolutely ridiculous how quick they put numbers together.
Well, I will say your mathing and routing abilities have gotten better since when I first started watching you throw steel tip darts. I think that was 2018, 2019. I think you were going to Space Coast tournaments. Is that right?
I had no clue over there.
Yeah, I remember my dad coaching you in the corner, and let me tell you, he can be an aggressive coach. Mercer, by the way, has hit a 180 in this leg and is now just lost it to Jonathan Long. Now a 5-0. This is going from slow start to a little bit of a landslide in Jonathan Long's direction, despite the fact that they're only 3 points apart in average right now.
You know how that works, though. I mean, what I found at Steel Tips, it's runs. It just 100% runs, and Jonathan's making a run, but Brian's just missing his doubles. As soon as Brian starts doubles going in, you know, he could reel off 3-4 games in a row, especially the caliber that he is anyway. So being that they're that good, you know, at any point in time, the run can just go because, heck, if we make runs and, you know, we're average players and these guys are above average, their runs are going to be a lot stronger and quicker and a lot less darts.
Yeah, and to talk about the consequence of this match and where they're at in the season, this is Group D of the Premier Division. The link will be in chat for you guys. Currently, Jonathan Long sitting at 7th out of 10th in his group, and Brian Mercer 8 out of 10 in his group. Jonathan at 4 matches played,
Really?
2 matches won. Brian at 5 matches played, 2 matches won. So considering they're in very similar position of this pod, one guy is going to end up potentially slipping to being the low guy in the group. The other guy can have a chance to start getting to that 5th, 4th, 3rd place position. And that's where you start really factoring this group play to try to get to that knockout stage. It's really tough to be playing a whole season and barely lose out. And matches like this, where you're playing against a guy that's having a similar record to you, are so important.
It's just hard to hear guys of this caliber only have like 2 wins. That just means the guys they're playing are just got to be, absolutely ridiculous at the game, because these guys are great players. So that just shows you how hard, once again, DPFL is. But again, it's the best thing to tune your darts for anything you're doing, anywhere you're going, any tournament you're playing. You will always get a good match here. You're just gonna have good matches.
Yeah,
That's the one thing I've taken out of this, joining before everything went down a little bit. But that's what I loved about it. But Steel also, Nick, Steel's also sometimes an avenue for soft tip, and those guys who play soft tip but don't play Steel yet, I welcome you to try Steel. And when you do Steel, watch how much better your soft tip game gets.
Mm-hmm.
Steel tip seems very difficult, but as soon as you transition over back to your soft tip, it's like throwing the ocean.
Oh, Jonathan almost takes out the 102.
Wow.
Trip 20 single 2 double top is definitely the Steve McDowell route.
Oh yeah, that sounds like some Steve McDowell math right there.
Pretty smart way to go about it, because at 82 you can go for the bull 16 or 14 double top. Mercer's going to put some pressure on it, but Jonathan Long, potential 6-0 jump, needs to adjust on the second dart. Does. Wow. This is going again from a subtle shift of someone starting off good. This is quite the run to get started on. Even if Mercer starts to heat up, this is starting to become a tall task.
It's like Nick DeShira playing Steve McDowell in cricket. This is horrible.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's pick it up. We hope we got Brian, gets it back here.
And I'll be honest, the only reason I lost a leg to you in cricket was just because I had to turn on my camera that turned off in the middle of us playing. That's the only reason I lost the 1 leg. I don't lose in cricket, Steel. Except for all the times I do.
Feelings, I got feelings.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I did. I actually totally meant that. Sorry for lying.
Yeah.
But to circle back, we were talking about how tough their opponents must be if this is where they're at in their group. Just for reference, in 10th place in their group, Anthony Romero. You also have, that's the third 180 of the match, by the way, from Brian Mercer's, 2 by him alone. Jared Leedy, and then you got Brian and Jonathan, Bob McCoy, Gary Brooks, Leonard Gates, John Beard, Ryan Fiery, and Jason Bond. So yeah, pretty tough group there in general. I mean, there's no such thing as an easy group in Premier. In any way, shape, or form, anyways.
No, you have to play and you have to practice, and you 100% have to bring it, or even if you miss a little bit, like Brian is, he's only missing a little bit. It's not like he's sitting at 230 and Jonathan's taking a game out. He's just missing a little bit on the double. So, but he could just turn that around in a heartbeat. There's a good shot there.
If you guys are curious, Steve McDowell currently sitting 3rd in Group G of Division 2. I know you guys were big into know in chat.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
59.52 and proud.
Very proud, even though I've dropped. It's sad. I was in Division 1 last season, and it's just, but that's what you get for not practicing. I didn't practice, and my average went down. And I sit in level 2, and I played Adam North, who's an admin for DPFL, the first week, and he beat me 9-1. I'm like 9-1. I'm like, what? And then it was like the 3rd game I won, and I said something that I go, Adam, normally I really suck in the first week, right? I go, and and I won a game. I go, just I don't even win a game, so it was 2-1. I'm like, I'm feeling good. Yeah, He whitewashed me 7 straight games, 9-1. I was still sucking the first week.
And
So,
I'm still
still
struggling.
suck. Still struggling the first week until I get it back, and then I start to pick it up. So the rest of the people can watch out.
I signed up for Division 2, and then when I saw Will Stewart sign for Division 1, I asked Scott to move me up. For the record, that is 100% how that played out. And let me tell you, one of my first 3, my only goal of the season was average of 65 and don't finish last. I was at a 65 average until this last match, and I think I tanked it down like 3 points. And then I was I guaranteed not get last. Guy pulled out of my group because he had to have wrist surgery. So we're set. I already achieved one of my 2 goals for the whole season.
Well, you're happy about something.
Also, everyone in chat, if you guys have any questions for Steve or I, let us know. We are here. Steve will be joining a lot more regularly on our Tuesday night shenanigans with, I believe we're going to have a full house next Tuesday because I'm actually going to be streaming at Will Stewart's house. So you would have technically me, Will, and Steve together.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I'm going to keep joining you here on the, there you go.
Thank you.
There's your 102, trip 22, double 20. Yeah, I'm going to be a regular here on Tuesday, just so I can be part of helping everything on with the live stream, but also, just so I can be part of telling everybody what the future is with DPFL. If they got any questions on the stream they want to ask about different things that are coming up. There's a lot of things that are be coming up right after the live event, and the live event is coming along quite nicely. I know the signups for the live event, I think, might open up in April, somewhere around that time frame. But we've got a fantastic venue for the live event coming up. We're doing some special things with special guests, a bigger live stage, a bigger backdrop. I mean, we're really going to give you the experience at the live event that you do not get anywhere else in this country. There would be no chance that someone will have a better live event than DPFL. There is no chance. It will be a sight to see come August for sure.
Yeah, I personally can't wait. August is going to be such a crazy good month for darts, and especially the DPFL live event. My 27th birthday is August 3rd. That's another good thing in August. That's Tom Brady's birthday. Fun fact. And
I don't think there's no similarity there, though. There's no GOAT. There's no GOAT each way.
I would like to think I'm the best content creator that does darts and Minecraft content.
No, you only go at beating me. That's it. That's you only go to that.
That is true.
I know it's seriously pissing me off too. I'm just going to throw that out there to the crowd. That is irritating me that I have not beaten.
Add on to our DPFL live event docket charity match. You and I, winner chooses the charity. I'll play you in a charity stage match. I don't care.
Now, why do I want to go on a live stage when I've never beaten you and play you?
I love the fact that I own this fact, and I'm going to continue to remind you of it.
Yeah. Let me raise my hand and go get my ass kicked in front of everybody. At least in my house, I can hide. Oh, you can hear me curse.
If I'm your immovable, impassable object in darts, that's awesome for me personally. That feels like such a big ego boost.
Look at this. Look at Brian.
Three Yeah, that's true. He is going on the run, making up for that lost ground. He also hit his third 180 of the match during that leg. 4 in total. All 3 of the last 4 have been by Brian.
That's what I'm telling you. It just runs. Once you get on your run, and the problem is when you're on the other side of that run, you're like, shit, what happened? I was going good. What happened? Stop it. That you got to try to get it back. And if you're, so he's against the throw.
45.
That even makes it harder when you're against the throw to try to catch him.
Well, on top of that, though, what's interesting is you look 3 legs ago, Brian Mercer was averaging 10 points less than he was now, and Jonathan Long about 4 points less than he is now. So they both have continued to improve, but Brian Mercer has just improved twice as fast. And that's what's now all of a sudden he's breaking ahead in average after Jonathan was up again, 3-point average after 6 legs. It's very fascinating to see just how much Brian's adapting and settling into place, and maybe it was just a little bit of stream nerves. Who knows?
Yeah, I'd probably chalk it up to that. Now they're not really caring about the stream anymore right now. They're knee deep in their darts right now. So now you're in your groove right now.
Well, that's one of my favorite things about DPFL, especially when you get to the higher divisions, but it applies to all of them. I love playing longer format matches in general. I love getting absolutely settled into a match. It doesn't matter how nervous I'm feeling. I know I can at least get a couple legs where I get to play my normal game and be relaxed right in the middle. So I love the length of format personally. As someone that misses playing long format, because in soft tip you don't see that nearly as often.
Let me ask you a question here. Have you ever noticed when someone, and people have done it to me when they play darts, and some don't. Brian Mercer doesn't do it, but Jonathan Long does. You ever see anybody when they throw a trip and then they bend the dart left to right to show you that it's in a trip?
Yep.
Whoa, that drives me nuts. It's like, it just drives me batshit crazy. I swear, I'm like, all right, it's in the trouble. I don't care if it's in a triple. I don't need you to bend it to show me it's in a triple. I know it's in a triple. Just pick it and put your number down.
I don't know if that's just a remnant of the webcam darts days that like predated a lot of the current DPFL infrastructure, but people love doing it. Let me tell you, there's a couple things that I'll do it a little bit, but I only usually do that because I'm recording my matches. I'm doing it so the camera can see it, not as much so frankly, as my opponent, you're going to trust what I'm going to say. And that's, by the way, Jonathan Long does stop the bleed, but I can't look. I don't even know.
He just did it again. He just did it again.
Never do.
But like in a match, I'll be honest, and if you're in my division, don't listen to this. But I don't look at the cameras once. Like the darts could be literally not touching the board. I'd be like, oh yeah, that sounds good. I only look at closing shots just to know if I should get set up to take out or start a new leg.
Oh boy.
No, I'm the same way, Nick. When I'm playing my match, I could care less what you throw. It doesn't because again, my theory in steel is super simple. At the beginning of the game, I don't care if you hit a 180, a 140, or a 22, because to me, your darts mean nothing about my darts, right? My darts, so I'm only concentrate. Once I get in the twos and maybe into the 100s, I'll start seeing where you're at. But personally, I don't care because it doesn't do me any good if I'm not down there anyway. So if I'm only hitting 30s and 40s, you should be well on your way to kicking my butt anyway. But in saying that, that's why I just simply, I don't really worry about that. But when someone hits these triples and they bend it left back and forth, and it's like, to me, you're just ruining your own board if you're wiggling it back and forth in the board. It's like, what? There you go. What are you doing? Just pull your dart out. None of us are watching it anyway. Now maybe the final double out. I mean, maybe that one. But
if it was
so
a
yeah,
really
there you go.
sketch-looking shot, who knows?
Yeah.
No,
there you go. People now know if you want to irritate the shit out of me while I'm playing darts, just wiggle them in the triples when you hit them against me because that'll drive me insane.
Well, if we're all getting on a soapbox about things that piss me off in the DPFL program, let me tell you, I got one. I got one right now.
This'll be good.
The amount of times that people will say good shots or give me verbal fist bumps in between all these throws. Every steel tip tournament I've ever been to, unless I did something exceptional, my opponent was only saying hello, good luck, and have fun, and at the very end, a good game. There's so many times where I played somebody, and I want to say all my opponents have been super nice, respectful, and I've enjoyed every one of my matches. But I've also sat on a couple of my dad's matches where like it'll be like an 85, and they're like, "Yeah, good shot." I was like, I was aiming for more actually. So it's like verbal fist bumps. It's a little crazy to me.
No, you are 100%. You're 100% correct. It's like, okay, there's a good shot, 139 there. So if Brian's going to get throw. So if he takes it, ooh, it's close. Come on,
too close of a marker. He can't get it. Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. I had that the other night. People say good shot, and I literally never say good shot. 18. Oh. That's one way to get to 32 from 50. Yeah, Trip 6.
Very
not sure that's what you wanted to do.
Going 30 for 20. That's a very interesting spot on the board to start.
Did you get it?
I don't think so.
Nope, 42. Yeah, and not that I'm a bad sport, but I literally will never say good shot. I mean, every now and then if you take the game out, I'm like, hey, good double.
Oh yeah,
but
end of game, start a game, good luck, have fun, or good out.
Yeah.
Like, that's different than in between on the throws. And it was funny because I was like, you know what? Maybe this is the norm. So my week 1 match, I am I am well ahead. I am like 9-2 ahead in a race to 11. And John Long does take that there, by the way. I was playing my match, and I was well ahead of the guy, and he was struggling. And so he started off a leg, and I couldn't hear him very well, and I thought he said 180. So I was like, "Oh, good shot, dude." I didn't look at Dart Connect until after I started throwing, and realized he said 28, and it broke up a little bit. So the one time I tried to compliment somebody, I sounded like a total jerk, and I said,
Wow.
"I am so sorry. That is not
Wow.
not trying to do nothing there." And he just
Nice.
laughed about it, but I was like, you know what?
Nice sportsmanship you got there, buddy. Yeah,
Beginning
good
and
one.
into legs. That's all you're getting out of me. That's it.
85.
Well, that's the old Meredith McGee. You know, she don't like the fist pump, so don't no fist pumping. So the same here, because again, you know, I know I'm in Division II, but you know, if I throw a 133 or a 95 and they say good shot, good shot, good shot, I mean, I don't know whether that's saying, oh, they can't believe I actually hit it, or they're just saying good shot. Because you know, after I've hit the, I don't know, 20th 95. Why do you keep saying good shot? But by now you should know I can hit the 95. And not that I'm a 95 average, but I don't know. I'm the same way on that good shot thing, a good game. You know, every now and then I'll say good game or something, but I don't have it in me. I don't, like when I golf, I will never say good shot. Never. I will never say, hey, way to stick it 2 feet from the pin to drill me. No. Why would I say that to you? You know, I have zero sportsmanship when it comes to golf, like zero. So, and I barely have any darts. So at this point in the matter, I mean, well, because this is so much harder. So honestly, this is, you know, when someone takes a double or hits a, you know, someone hits a $180 or $140, I say, you know, I usually throw it out there. But if I'm losing like Brian is here 8-3, there's no chance I say good shot because you're kicking the crap out of me. I mean, what am I supposed to say? Hey, Mercy, leave me alone. Mercy, stop. Give me a break.
If I'm saying good shot, no, don't be wrong. By default now, I do say it at the end of legs just to get through, and it seems like the norm. But I will say, it legitimately, the only time I ever mean it is if you did something that I thought was actually incredible, like a perfect setup and a must-hit pressure situation type of stuff. You know, like I'm sitting on 40, you just hit up a 136 to leave yourself on 40, like a really like high pressure shot or something, like stuff like that. I'll think or be like a shout out, but even then, usually at the end of the leg or beginning of the next, I usually don't say it in the middle. So if you're playing in DPFL Division 1 in my round robin, don't talk to me. Unless it's that's that. And
Yeah, it's like if you're in mine, don't expect good shot. It ain't happening.
just don't care. I mean, I get it. I don't know if you're supposed to or not, but you said I like your your comparison to a fist pump of a good shot.
It goes crazy. Like I was talking with Jen and like her women's division, and she's like, it is. They just say it all the time, and I was like, I just tell people to not get offended if I don't say it. That's just the way that you have to go.
Anyway, dude, your shot, not mine.
You're nicer than me. I don't even give them that option.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm on 100.
Looks like there was some confusion there. Jonathan actually was the one with the throw. Brian thought he was first, so they're just doing a quick adjustment there. Do have a couple comments in here. Ryan Brogan saying, can't wait till Steve commentates my match and I can bend my darts to show him the triples.
Oh my God. What do you type? Where do you type? Can you type something right now? Because exactly that's the problem. We've said this now. And then when we watch these matches going forward, we're going to see people whittle them around like they're whittling a piece of wood out. You know, they're just going to ruin your boards. Don't do that. You're going to ruin your boards.
Guys, now you have to do it every time Steve's on, every Tuesday now. And then Ryan left another comment saying, OMG, I can't wait to say good shot and then proceed to show my triples. These Tuesdays are going to be amazing. So Scott Allen, don't pick Ryan. It's going to be too long of a night.
He'll spend more time bending his darts back and forth. I'm like, no. Oh no, Brogan. He told me the other night he played somebody and he played someone big too, but he averaged 92 for the night. I mean, Brogan's a good shot. I hate that he can hear me because I'm being nice. But you know, I actually told him. I said, you know, you average 92. You're getting to the area where you're pretty good at this. Do you have any thought? And I know. Look, he's a working guy. he's got a great job, and he's always worked. He's worked for a long time, and he's young, right? He's super young, but he's very mature for his age. And man, I can't believe I'm saying all this crap. But when you're shooting 92s and stuff like that, you're almost at that level of, and his dart is phenomenal. He throws a great dart. So I would think that, if he keeps going, maybe he should try a couple CDC events or something, qualifiers or something of the sort, because hell, he's that good. I mean, obviously I know he's going to be at the live event. I expect him to do well this year there.
Oh yeah, he's always a tough competitor, and we got to watch him play with Carl Powers this last year. As by the way, Brian Mercer hit his fourth 180 of the night, fifth of the match to leave 30, but then goes outside single 15. That's definitely awkward because he obviously went for the comfort of settings up rather than the optimal setup. And is it going to cost them one dart a double for Jonathan Long? No, doesn't hurt there.
Yeah, Brian's had the rough go at the end of his games of getting there. You get it? No, he's just outside. That's way outside. That's way inside.
Yeah,
he's just having a rough go at these doubles. That's it. I mean, you can see the frustration in him right now. That would be me too, ripping him out of the board like what? I'm going to go stab the dog. I mean, this is something. Oh, there he did it again. Well, I actually closed my door so that the dogs can't come back here. No live things in my room when I'm playing my darts because I don't want them. You miraculously hit a dog for some reason. So,
just for the record, no dogs were harmed in the making of this live stream. I would like to let everyone know it one more time.
Well, if anyone knows my wife, she likes the dogs more than me, so I'd be dead, so it wouldn't matter. So, if any of my dogs are harmed, I'd be getting stabbed myself.
Here we go. Jonathan Long hits a 140, get things going. You can see, though, even with the struggles at end of legs that have been killing Brian, Brian's out shooting Jonathan now pretty definitively. He's been doing so for the last 5 or so legs.
Yeah, no, he's racing down there, but when he gets down there, he's just having a misfit of a time getting to the double. I mean, and his doubles aren't even, they're a little bit off. But he ain't gonna have a problem scoring. I mean, he's racing like crazy.
96.
If you guys want an insider tip on if you're struggling on your doubles in a situation like this especially works well if you're a tops player. What always was advice was given to me. I used to play in a steel tip team with Meredith McGee, and she would always tell me at double one, always aim outside, make sure that first dart goes out, and like legitimately try to go high somewhere. Usually, if there's like, for instance, like where the 6 on Jonathan's blade logo is,
31.
like aim at that 6. I would go and aim there, purposely go high, and she's like, "Now scoot your foot a millimeter back, like not enough where it actually makes a difference, but just enough where your mind feels like you scooted just a smidge, and then throw the dart the exact same way. You'll have a lot of success of dropping it into place." So if you're a double top shooter, do that intentionally. If you get 3 clear, it's okay to intentionally miss one a little bit, purposely go high where you know it's not going to go. If it drops, it drops, but then it gives you a chance to use that as a marker dart. Take advantage of markers.
Brian just missed the big fish 170. He went trip 20, wired the double bull. Nice. See, here he goes again. He's raced down the board. He's at 25.
And that's good board management.
I think he went for the style points there on that one, Nick. He goes, "I'm losing 9-4. I'm taking the big fish out."
I think it's great, and I mean, to be fair, Jonathan not in position to pressure. He did hit 92 by using the 18s and 20s to guarantee that he left to finish. But this is where it matters for Brian, right? Now you're out of garbage time. You're into where it matters again. You have to take this here because now Jonathan's back within range. Granted, not as close as he would like, but he's in range. Oh, ugly. Ugly. They kicked up. They had no chance to get in there after the first 2.
That looks like some Steve McDowell stuff right there. That is, he needs to go to the Spellman School of doubles.
That's true. Group session's still going.
Oh, great. 75.
75 scored.
Come on. Is it in?
Did he? Is it?
No, sir.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that was
We
close
couldn't tell.
again.
We were waiting for him.
Jeez.
We had no
No,
idea.
that was that last flight I couldn't see.
Nine.
Ryan Brogan quoted me in the chat saying, advice to hit more doubles. Purposely miss your first start at the double. Hey, I know it's a little redundant, but I'm just saying if you're having trouble and you need to start dialing him in, you got time. I'm just the idea guy. What do you want?
There's a reason Ryan Nick will never make it to Premier because he misses on purpose on his first double.
Don't make me win
so he
this
can hit the
knockout round,
second.
so I forcibly qualify for Premier. I will win Division 1 out of
So
sight.
he took your advice. He threw at the 11 and then hit the double 8.
So that's exactly what I recommend. Does get it there. So now Jonathan Long sitting at 10 legs, best of 22. So he only needs one more to guarantee a tie.
Thanks.
There's the wiggle.
Oh man, you should have let the people know because like anybody.
Come
that
on,
comes into
we
the stream is
don't
gonna...
need to see. We don't need to see the wiggle. You don't need. It's the wiggle. It's like the fist bump. You don't need the wiggle. So it's in there. It's a camera reason. If I couldn't see it, I'd say, hey, could you please wiggle your dart for me?
60.
That's
So
all.
I'm going to start a divide now. If you don't wiggle your darts, you're a cheater, and I'm going to call you out. So now you either a cheater or you're a wiggler.
Okay. Well, how come you don't wiggle it if you're in the single 20?
Because
it doesn't matter. Like I couldn't see if Brian's 20 was on the 5 or the 20.
You know what? I want to neon paint the tips of my darts, and
100.
that's what I'll rock one of those. I will say I saw some of these different boards you see while playing and streaming in DPFL. There's some ones I'm like, man, that's some beat up. How can you still throw on that? And then I see some people like I saw one guy, he had practice dots on all in the middle of all of his segments, and I was like, I didn't even know you could do that in a tournament. That's crazy.
99.
Yeah, you're probably not allowed to have that.
It's Division 3. I didn't feel like calling anybody. I was letting them cook.
27.
Jonathan, 142. Doesn't have to go. It's going to be keen to try to just bring it on down. 82 remaining. Trip 14 for double top. No, went for the 18s route.
Where are we at? 72 leaves 70. 73.
73. Oh. I did need the
Trip
wiggle.
18.
Yeah.
He didn't wiggle.
He wiggled the dart I didn't need to see a wiggle on, though. So, like, what the heck, Jonathan?
Imagine that he didn't wiggle to trip 1.
Oh, 62 is a little bit more awkward. He chose to just go ahead and do the setup. He brought it down to leave 32. Mercer can't really do much about it. He has to hope for a ton or more. If he doesn't, it's not going to be enough pressure. And 45 is just not enough pressure.
45.
Yeah, that's going to be a rough one here.
Yeah, first start.
Look at this. First start smack.
Yeah, the 6-0 deficit was just too much to recover because then Brian won those 4 legs on the spin and then fell off again.
Yeah, he did that little run, but it just, the run's a run, but it wasn't a big enough run for him for sure.
Yeah, so now at the tail end, Brian Mercer going to have to go the long way to the top. 7 legs on the spin needed to try to save this match and bring it to a tie. But every leg does matter. It's round robin play, which is, and again, one of my other favorite things. I love round robin formats in general. In fact, I actually found out about the steel tip tournament in Carolina. I almost went to out of impulse just because all it is one big round robin. If you're in the top half, you're into the big money day, and if you're in the bottom half, you're in the second chance low money day. And I was like, this is something I can get behind. So every league does matter. You can't give up on it.
Yeah, that sounds a little crazy.
100.
But our new leagues that are coming in the fall, more leagues. The leagues we have standard league nights, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We have the standard league like that, like you're saying. It'll be all leg driven. So it'll be 100%. If you're playing a league that's, let's say you're playing 0-1 on a Monday night now, that'll be established again in the fall. It'll be a 15. Let's say it's a 15 leg league. You got to play all 15 legs. So it's all about legs. It's got nothing to do about you won 11-4 it's right. It's 10-5. It's it's 8-7. So it'll be all legs. Legs is matter. So no scoring counts. But you lose one week and come back the next week and be above 500. So
Love it.
but that again, these are all fall things. Yeah, a lot of things coming in the fall for DPFL. So I mean, just a lot of changes for DPFL. A lot of good changes. A lot of easier things for the beginning darter. A lot of new leagues. A lot of a new website, a new store, new everything for DPFL is going to have a big old grand open in for the season 13 in September. So it'll be a big deal.
So basically what you're saying is tune in on Tuesdays to get secret info ahead of the game, and stay tuned to all of our Facebook and Discord notifications.
Oh yeah, and actually I enjoy this. This is kind of cool. I've never done this before, but I've never seen a microphone I don't like either though. So I mean, in that sense of the word, I don't have a trouble talking. So I'm thoroughly enjoying this actually. So I will look forward to my Tuesday nights in doing this. Because you know why? It's better than playing, because when I'm playing, I'm frustrated. When I'm talking, who gets frustrated when you're talking? When you're playing, you throw things. But I'm talking, I'm like, well, I'm glad it's not me can't find a double, because it normally is.
Hey, I'm just glad I finally have a co-host that doesn't dread the day of the week where they have to play or stream with me, as that was a big save that didn't go. Yeah. Jonathan Long for the match. 66 will be the shot. 56 remaining, it looks like, I would imagine. Double top. Doesn't go. Brian Mercer needs to save it right here. Get the leg on the board.
Oh,
such an unfortunate dart. Oh, yeah, well outside into the 8. Brian Mercer knows it's just not been one of his nights.
Whoa.
Second dart.
Yep.
There we go. Gets it.
It's a winner.
Hey, thank you.
All right. Let's talk with our players real quick over here.
Yeah. There's definitely some interesting ones there for sure.
Oh, 100%. Definitely.
Yeah.
That was great shoot, man. You had good finishing.
Yeah.
Except for that game we had like 40 odd darts, but other than that one, man, you were great on the finishes.
Yeah, I was gonna say that first leg we had kind of just tanked us for the whole rest of the match, no matter what we did. I think there was too many, or maybe not the first leg, second leg, whenever it was. I don't know. We both had like 50 darts at double. It felt like.
Yeah, that's usually not very fun. Like.
Yeah, that was a great match, guys. We had a lot of fun watching that one. I got to ask, what were your guys' thoughts in leg 2 when it was like the 40th dart at double? Because leg 2 was an outlier compared to the rest of the match. Was it just like laughing it off? Were we getting, was it mad? Like, how do you feel when something like that's happening?
I just laughed it off.
Yeah, I think we were both. Yeah, we were both kind of cracking at it there. I mean, obviously you don't really get that much banter back and forth all the time, but we were definitely both laughing in the background at the doubles there. That was crazy.
Well, and Brian, you had I believe 4 180s tonight to Jonathan's 2. You were nailing the max scores. Was it just was the end of legs? Was it just the doubles that were kind of evading you there? Because otherwise, it seemed like your game was looking pretty much in normal shape.
Game was good and shooting was, just that is one of these nights where that outer ring didn't serve me too well. Just a double trouble night type thing.
Yeah, can they hear me, Nick?
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you on that one, man. You had a ton of darts sitting right on that wire too. Like 1, 2, 3, all sitting right on that wire.
Yeah, Brian, Steve here. You were racing. You were racing down the board, Brian. You were doing well.
Oh, sorry. I just want to say. I don't know if you guys could hear it or not, but Steve said that Brian, you're racing on the legs real well and you shot well at the end. It was just that crossing that finish line. But there was no way. Did either one of you predict that 6-0 deficit start? Because frankly, that was the one thing I was like, whoa, what is going on? And then Brian, you snapped right back into it, got 4 legs on the spin right back.
Yep.
Yeah, like I said, man, it's just Like you guys said, the scoring was there. The doubles was letting me down, and Jonathan, his doubles were right on point, and you just can't give a fellow like that many shots, sir. So, and unfortunately, my doubles wasn't there. His was there, and again, no excuse. He was the better player, so
Well,
that's what he's.
in either case, we enjoyed the match. You guys had some very intense ending of legs, and appreciate both of you guys playing on the stream, and wish you guys best of luck with the rest of your season here.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks, Steve. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but
Yep.
Yeah,
Hear ya.
yeah, you can't hear me. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. Thanks, Steve, buddy, for having us on. It was a pleasure.
yeah,
Please,
pleasure
Honor.
having you, Brian.
Yes, sir. Same here. Anytime, man. Look me up. Shoot me a message. I'll jump on with you. About a few shots.
All right, so that will do it there. Yeah, sorry, Steve. Unfortunately, I thought they could hear you, but I was wrong. Is what we found out. But yeah, no, very insightful from the players. Got to give respect to Brian for just being like, hey, you know what? Doubles weren't going my way. That's on me.
But that happens, man. It happens to all of us. It happens to everybody listening. It happens to everybody that played. I mean, we've all been there. We've all been there where you race down the board. I did it the other night when I was 9-5 that I won. But I think when I went back and looked at my scores, Nick, it was nuts, right? So when I look back at the 5 games I lost, it was 2, 2, 4, 2, and like 8.
Yep.
I couldn't take the game out. So, I mean, it was like I was sitting at 2 10 times. So it happens to everyone. There's no one person it doesn't happen to. It's all about, like you said, getting across the finish line. It's good to race down there and all. But that's why it's also important, all you out there as well. Just because the guy races his butt down there 2 and out doesn't mean you give up. Look how many times Jonathan came back and won a leg when Brian went down there and he fiddled around with the doubles. It's not that he wasn't trying to hit him. They just weren't going in, and that happens. It just happens. So it happens to the best of us. It's going to happen to everyone else. No one's going to sit there and live in the doubles, 100% of the time. So a couple class acts playing though. Good guys.
Oh, absolutely. Great start off to having you join our live streams. Our great look at the Premier Division this season. But that will do it for us here. So do want to give a shout out to Shot Darts for sponsoring us as always, as well as Florida Commercial Care and all the admins at DPFL Darts. Steve, any final things you want to say? Get out to the people before we head out for the night.
No, I had a good time. I appreciate it having me on, Nick. I look forward to the rest of the season and being in some live stream with you some more. Sounds good to me.
Alrighty, you guys heard the man. We're live every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for more darts. So make sure to tune back in and stay tuned on Facebook and Discord for notifications. But that will do it all. Everyone, have a good night. Thank you all for tuning in.